All right, so today, first actual geometry lesson. Pretty basic stuff, and I mean literally basic, like the basis of geometry. Um, your homework tonight is just going to be draw me a couple pictures, take a picture of it, and submit it in Google Classroom. So let's get to it. Points, lines, rays, and segments. These are the basic foundation things for geometry. All right. This isn't going to be the most exciting thing in the world, but unfortunately, we kind of need to do it to do some of the more interesting stuff. So points, a lot like from algebra, when you graph a point, it's just a dot. All that means, not necessarily on a coordinate plane, but all that means is it is just a location. That's it. So like point A, labeled with a capital letter. There's not really any notation for it. Just when you see it, a point, it's named with a capital letter. You might see something written out like, the point A, but there's not any notation. You'll see what I mean by notation when we look at lines, rays, and segments. So a line segment is what most people would call a straight line. You slap a ruler down on a piece of paper and you draw a line with pencil and paper. So something like the distance between 2 points, straight line. I get that it's a little curved there. I don't exactly have a ruler to try and use here. The notation, like if you were to see this written out in a textbook or something, would be, the end points, the 2 points on the end with just a little bar across the top of them. Okay. Basically, the notation is a smaller representation of what the bigger picture looks like. A ray, very similar to a segment. However, a ray will go on forever in one direction. So it'll shoot like a bullet from a gun. It'll take off from a starting point and just go. They do not end. They go on forever in one direction. Notation very similar to that of a segment. You take the single end point is the starting place of your ray, and then the other point that it goes through goes on further down in the notation, and then just a small little ray across the top of it. Again, the notation is basically a smaller version of the picture for most of these. Last but not least, a line is similar to a ray, but it goes on forever in both directions. These are not endpoints. The F and G here are not endpoints for this. They are just points on the line. I could very easily put a third point in here and name that line multiple different ways. That line right there could be named FG. It could be named GH. Basically any 2 points, and slap the notation over the top of it. You can even reverse the letters and it work out for a line. That works for segments too, but not rays. Rays are kind of directional, so you can't swap the letters around on it. So your assignment, what I want you guys to do for me and submit to me, I would like you to grab a sheet of paper and a pencil, pen, whatever, and draw these 3 figures. I want you to draw me line XY, segment HB, and ray AB. Just sketch them out, take a picture of that, and then submit it in Google Classroom. Where the assignment is at, over on the right-hand side, there's a place for you to add files. Just add your picture to that and turn it in. If you have issues with that, email me and let me know. Have a great weekend.